You know how it goes. The records are now open. Yeah, welcome everybody. We are getting started with another episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. So say hello once you get here. I'm Emily. Hello. I am going to take just a moment to find this on my phone and share it out. I invite you to do the same. If only if you're a regular here and you know it's about to get good up in here like it does every time we hang out on Akashic Answers with Emily. If you're a first timer, let yourself experience the space before you decide if this is valuable and worth sharing. But for those of you who are regulars in this space, you know how it goes. Say hello. Once you get here, Ashley, I see you. What's up, Heather? Let us know where you're from as well and begin the process of visualizing the pinpoints of light, the expansion of consciousness that we are all helping to hold and create a powerful grid here for on the planet so that our fellow brother and sister humans can wake up as well and we can all begin to create something that looks a lot different together as we learn the truth of who we are, as we learn human potential. This is my area of expertise, is the Akashic Records, which holds every detail of all information ever, past, present, and future. So when we have access to all information, we can understand about our unique soul genius. We can learn how to cultivate that, and we can learn how we can specifically what the best ways are for us to show up and to create here on the planet in the realm of our genius. And I like to share that genius with you all here, let you know this is how it works. You can do this too. You can tap in, get soul level information. So not the same way that humans experience life. Some of you are like, I already know everything. I am the know-it-all, Emily. Trust me, we are experiencing it from the perspective of our human who is playing out polarity, right? We learn through contrast. It's not the only way to learn, but when you incarnate as a human, it's how you learn until you figure out how to do things like we do here, shift our consciousness and begin to learn outside of space and time. When you're learning only with real time, and time is not really a thing. Time, however, is a linear construct that we humans work with, right? So when we are experiencing ourselves in real time, the idea of polarity and learning through contrast is kind of how it goes. But when you can step outside of space and time and you can begin to learn through a different collection of knowledge and data, your road becomes much smoother. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to come find this and share this out. I invite you to do the same. Keep your hellos rolling in. Hi, Tony. Jason Asquith, hello. Susan Lewis, I see you. When you say hello and when you share where you're from, like I said, not only does it help us to begin to create a powerful visual, but it helps the Facebook algorithms to get this information out, which is a really important thing that we need to be doing right now is sharing this out. This is stupid. Stupid. I can't figure out how to share on my own timeline without switching my profile. Maybe I can. No, hang on. Did I do it? I did it. Cool. All right. So I have one more quick thing that I want to share right in here now with you all. I have a powerful training coming up later today. It's what I call it's game day. I love game day. I love preparing powerful training that comes in through my Akashic Records and is moving for my audience. I love to put it together in a way that is potent, that is entertaining, that inspires the get up and go out of you. I love to bring the house down. And so today's a game day. I've got a free training coming up later today specifically for spiritual entrepreneurs. I'm going to be showing you the behind the scenes of the Akashic Academy. Many of you who have followed along, you know that there's been a tremendous up level in my own personal timeline experience, mission, business here, the Akashic Academy, and I want to tell you how I did it. I want to show you. We're going to talk specifically about the 5 upgrades that you need to take your current offers from standard to premium So you know exactly what you need to do to get to that 6-figure mark if you are not there already, and multi 6 figures if you are. This is important because energy healers, visionaries, my people, Adele, Pamela, Deborah, Doreen, Sue, my peoples out there, you have wisdom that the planet needs right now, and you need to be in a place of abundance so that you can move freely and easily around the planet and stay in your genius. The world needs you to be in your genius. Okay? We need to shift some of the old existing paradigms around how humanity values resource. It's important that you learn to step up and command what you are worth. Hi, Melissa. So I want to make sure that you are all invited to that training. Like I said, it's happening later today. Today is game day. And with no further ado, let's get into some Akashic record readings. So here's how it goes. I'm going to explain a little bit about the records and how they work for those of you who are new. If you're not new and you're like, that's why I'm here, start typing in your questions. And again, just typing in the questions, I say again because I say this every time, whether your question is something that we dive into here on the air together or not, you are putting out a sacred invitation into the cosmos, into the Akash, the ether, that this information will drop into your field. When you invite it forward, it will come into your field. We got the UK in the house right now. The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness where every detail of information has been stored. So it's like you could look at it as an etheric library. If you like to look at it in a construct that makes sense in your mind, that feels like a human place that you've been to, although this is not located here on the planet. This is an etheric realm. You could look at it as a library. You could look at it as the internet, a collection of data. You can look at it as a grid point, a supercomputer connecting humans, their experience, the earth, the galaxy, everything, okay? Past, present, and all possible future. The future exists in infinite possibility. So we can look into future timelines and begin to see the trajectory of how our lives will develop if the same energetic inputs continue to play out, if that makes sense. I feel like the guides are coming in saying that. So how to use the records is to get really specific on areas where you want higher levels, and I say higher levels. What you're really tapping into is the highest level, soul level insight. However, this will be related to you in whatever way makes sense to you where you are right now. And sometimes there are multiple layers of a lesson that we need to learn. So while the entirety of the lesson is contained within the question answer aspect, your human might only understand the next part of the equation of the process of the learning lesson where you need to master so that you can come back and cycle through and look at it again. Another way of saying that, which is a lot shorter way of saying that, is ask the same question more than once because you're going to get a different answer because you are actually different at the different place of asking the question. The reason that we ask questions and we don't just say, give me a reading, is because the records work by invitation only, which means they're going to give you what you're ready to receive, and they know what you're ready to receive by you asking for it. And just let that sink in. Because a lot of you grew up like I did, super immersed in a religious doctrine. For me, it was being Southern Baptist. Ask and you shall receive. And so many times we don't ask. I find that we're actually like looking for confirmation. We know what we want to experience, what we want to see, but we're afraid to like totally claim it. So we're saying, what do you see for me in terms of my future job? What do you want me to see? All right, so I'm going to dive in here and start pulling up some questions. Again, thank you all so much for being here. If take a moment, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. That also boosts our algorithm, so there is more opportunity for humanity to learn and grow with us. And truly, the bigger the audience is, the more we have in the container here, the more momentum that we create and the more impact that we create together. Tony Monet, well, first of all, this is excellent. Oh, I love it. Spirit brings me to one. How can you better understand synchronicities? How can you more easily understand where you're being led? I'm sure this leads to surrendering, so any advice around that would be appreciated. Tony, I love this question because I learned this from my coach. He asked me a question, and I'm like, well, you know when you did it, and he's like, Emily, can I offer you an upgrade? And I said, sure. So Tony, can I offer you an upgrade? I'm assuming you say sure. It's not how can you better understand, it's how can I better understand the synchronicities? How can I more understand easily where I'm being led? That is a micro shift, everyone, that will help you, will help me as we continue to learn and grow here together. And there's an aspect of fully commanding our power when you flip the verbiage like that. And there's a part of you, part of me, when I do that, that is honoring separation. And we're not separate. There's unity. So that's the first tweak that will make everything easier to know where you're being led, is to remember that you are this God consciousness unity, not separate from anything, not seeking the answer in the traditional way that we seek it, because the traditional way that we seek it there's an aspect of acknowledgement that it's not already there in the way that we're currently seeking it. So let me just give you another micro tweak. In the seeking, the answer is already there. So just asking, the answer is there. Here's why. The law of polarity that tells us that everything is balanced, the yin and the yang. That might be gender. That might be the law of gender. I might be mixing my hermetic principles. But it speaks of this harmonic balance. Okay? So everything exists in unity, like I just said. Even though you might only be illuminating the question, the vibrational frequency of the question, the answer, the vibrational frequency of the answer is already contained in the question. Does that make sense? Whether you unravel it, see it, unpack it, get it or not. So there's no longer a gap between us asking a question and then when you phrase it like that, when we phrase it in the first person, the I, there's no longer a gap in receiving the answer. Now again, we're human. We're working in a 3D plane that's dense. It doesn't mean bad or low or stupid. Or get me out of here. I can't take these dumb motherfuckers anymore. Pardon my French. That's how a lot of light workers feel. They want out of here. This is not a low-level container here on Earth, people. This is a very high-level container. This is a masterful level. I was talking with a client the other day. I'm like, this is like level 9 of Legend of Zelda. Where we're not screwing around. Okay? So when you learn to command that unity by just adjusting the language, you know that the frequency of the answer is immediately present. It's already there. And that can allow you to let go of the lack and truly move into a state of peace. Also, it's really important to know, and this is coming through strong for you, Tony, that at a certain point of doing this work, our clairsenses, our clairaudience, which is clear inner hearing, clairvoyance, clear inner seeing, claircognizance, clear knowing, and clairsentience, clear feeling. There are more. There's clair smelling, clair tasty as well. And there are even more than that. Truly, the ancient Egyptians had 360 senses that were working for them. But eventually, all of those senses will come online and begin to work really nicely in unison together. But until we fully hit that phase, what you will find is that one of them will be predominant or dominant. So maybe you can't necessarily see or have a full picture in your mind exactly what your highest timeline, your highest career path looks like, but maybe you can feel it. Can you get an essence of it? Can you feel into it? Can you feel the expansion of it? Start where you are. Start where you are. Notice and cultivate your strengths rather than seeing your deficits. That's huge reframe as well. Anywhere where you're noticing that you're instantly seeing a deficit rather than seeing your strength, Tony and everybody else, and me included, you got to reframe that. All right, so let me tune in and see what is this landing for you guys? If this is landing, give me some amens up in here. Let's see some heart, some love, some like across the screen. If this is landed, let me know. All right, let me tune in and see what the guides would like to bring in as far as a transmission around this. Tony, thank you so much for this question again. They really want to focus on the I reframe, and they want us to just do some I am breath. Okay, so the results of this activation are going to vary for each of you, but I can tell you the I am statement is one of the most profound statements that you can speak. And what I'm going to share with you, we're going to pair that today with what's known as the reset breath, which some of my students, like Ms. Deborah out there, will know. One of the really beautiful things about the Akashic Records is that we can... Jason Cole, good to see you. One of the really beautiful things about the Akashic Records is we can create medicine in the records. Unique medicine, similar to Reiki, to Theta healing, to human design. Human design is very, very advanced, people. I'm going to say, let your results vary. Keep it very simple. Anybody out there know human design? Human design is powerful. So a couple of my VIP Akashic Records students have areas of expertise in human design, and it's fascinating. Okay? I'm going to share with you how I get medicine from the records, and it's not nearly as advanced as human design. So let me invite you to keep it real, keep it simple. When I talk about the records, I say Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Steve Jobs all access this space. Your results may vary. This is an example. All right, but super simple. One of the first medicine protocols that the records imparted to me, shared with me, revealed to me, was the reset breath and how we can actually use our breath in a conscious way, a mindful way, to reset old circuitry, automatic circuitry of our nervous system. Which is cool when you have an emotional response that feels like you are just reacting rather than choosing a response. Okay, so we're going to use the reset breath along with the I am energy, and it's simply like this. We're just going to I am, we're going to take a nice deep breath in, holding at the top, and then I am, saying it in your mind as we release. Okay, 7 times. You guys ready? Let's go. Take a nice deep breath in. I am, holding. I'll conduct like I'm conducting the choir, and release. I am. Inhale. I am. I am. Deep breath in. I am. Gentle release. Blow it out as slow as you can through a straw. Saying to yourself, I am, as slow as you can. A couple more. Slowing it way down, speaking the I am to yourself, pausing at the top. Feel the frequency shifting and changing. This is really powerful. Some of you are going to be tempted to shut it off right now, move on to something else. Sit into it. You got 2 more. Deep breath in. I am. Notice your uncomfortability and notice yourself moving through it. Notice any resistance that comes up as you speak this to yourself. Good job. All right, how did that feel? Ooh, let me guys know how you felt that one. That's a good one. Thank you, Tony. That felt good. Okay, I'm going to dive in and grab another question now. Sue Patty, wondering why I can't sleep at night anymore. I sleep about 2 hours, then I can't get back to sleep. Ooh, me too. First of all, I actually really love how my sleep alters during winter solstice, but it's really weird. And if I hadn't followed the timeline where I create my ultimate freedom, Kendra, you feel the buzzy? Yeah. Ooh, me too. If I hadn't created a lifestyle of freedom where I can choose when I sleep and what is serving my body at that point in time, I'd be screwed, I gotta say. So my sleep looks like, and like I said, I love it. Right now in the winter, this does not happen in the summer, and my body clock does shift according to the energies that are coming in and downloads that I'm getting. But right now for me, it looks like getting up at about 3:30, between 3:30 and 4 in the morning, and then doing the work until on my business, creating, planning. I do the meditation that I love to do. I do journaling and gratitude, and it's a really quiet, creative time for me to get that work done. And then I start my calls or my teaching training for the day. And then I take myself a nice little meditation siesta. And then when I come back to my day, when I come back to the land of the 3D, it's much more about mom time. It's about hanging with the kids, making the food, checking in. We have like certain TV shows and rituals that we like to watch together. Some nights we like to do karaoke, which is really fun and bad and loud. Not bad in the sense of like bad family fun. It's just weird. Well, Vivian's a fantastic singer, but the rest of us are not. Okay, sorry, I derailed a little bit there. But that's what my sleep patterns look like, and I think it's really important to be able to honor and create your own schedule. And again, looking at the positive points, begin to examine if something shifts and changes. Let's don't necessarily assume that it's a bad thing. Granted, I think that most humans need more sleep than 3 hours. I did have the privilege of knowing Stevie Wonder during my time of the Hollywood era, and he was one of those individuals that only needed 3 hours of sleep a night. Now, I don't know if he was consistently that way. I'm definitely not. My sleep schedules shift and change. So it's important that if one isn't getting enough sleep and you feel like you need more, that you find a way to make up and replenish that in some way. So I hope that your schedules are arranged in a way that you can do that. Now, there's more than just if you're finding that it really is hard for you to sleep and to rest. There are more ways that you can get replenishment than just what traditional sleep looks like. You can do deep meditations. I do think it's important for the body to sleep and rest, though. So if there is something coming up, and this is for somebody out there, Sue, I'm not 100% sure that this is for you, but you'll know if it is. It might be, again, like I said, for somebody else. But there's somebody out there who is, to bring surrender full in, is afraid to fully let go and afraid to fully surrender. And what's actually happening is that you're going into some powerful dream time. Okay, Sue, I do feel like this is for you. The part about someone not feeling safe out there, there's somebody out there right now who I feel like your physical safety in the 3D world is in jeopardy, and like you're afraid to go to sleep. So if that person is you, I'm not that trauma expert. I am not that expert. But if you are relating to this, let me just check in and see. Yeah, you need to reach out to whoever this is. This is weird. I like for those of you guys who are regulars here, you know, you're like, ah, that is really weird. That doesn't happen. All right, for mystery person who's yeah, vivid dreams. That's exactly Sue. And what's happening is that you're getting to a point where they're like shit's about to go down, and you're like, no, wake it up. Not fully surrendering to that. Back to mystery person who feels like your safety is being compromised. You need to tell. I feel like it's your mother, but it might not be your mother. It might be that might have a different relevance to you, but you need to speak up about it and to speak about it because this mystery person has also been fearful to speak up and share with your family and friends that your safety is in jeopardy. Okay. Alrighty. Like I said, that was a little weird. Let's see what activation would best serve here. Let's bring this full circle because Tony was asking about surrender. Deborah, I saw you talking about surrender too. So let's bring in an element of support and surrender to releasing a new identity and having the courage to see what's really possible. Okay? All right. This one, let's just do hands on the heart. I want you to breathe with your belly, okay? Meaning when you inhale, fill the belly all the way up, and then a nice slow release. And as you release, it's like you're pulling the belly, the stomach, the diaphragm back towards the spine. What happens when we do this is actually a really cool effect in the body. It begins to create a little bit of pressure on the spine, which begins to send signals up your spine into your brain. There are crystals in your brain that become activated when we do this. Okay, so let's see. Let's specifically call up the crystals associated with our highest and most fulfilled identity. Okay, so nice. First of all, deep breath in, fill up. Belly gets nice and big. This is a surrender. And as you exhale, you're surrendering to that highest identity, that highest expression, that highest timeline, erasing all old identities. Good. Take a nice deep breath in, calling it up in the body. Fill the body, fill the belly up, this highest expression of you, this highest timeline. And then as we exhale, you're going to surrender to it. See if you can melt into that surrender. Find more release in the body, more relaxation in the body as you are creating that little bit of tension by pulling the belly back. One more time, deep breath in. Feel your belly filling up with it, your body filling up with it. Good, and then pull it back. Surrender to it. Hold it as long as it feels comfortable, then just a little bit longer, and then let it go. Ooh, and tell me how that one went for you. Hey, that one's going to make you a little dizzy too, folks. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, so let's dive in. We have time for just one more quickie. Whoo! Feel it, I feel it. How you guys feeling it? If you're feeling it, let me hear you. See, I told you, not a very good singer. All right, let's grab Uno Mas. And then I have to go backstage and keep getting ready for game day. All right. Oh, yeah, remember, let me pop that in real fast while I'm here. There is a training coming up later on today for spiritual entrepreneurs, 5D visionaries, where I'm breaking down the 5 upgrades that you need to take your current offerings from standard to premium. So you can finally break this, get out of the states of lack. And truly, like 6 figures and multi-6 figures. To some of you, it's going to sound like a lot, to the circles that I'm running in, and where how I'm learning to hold a frequency of abundance. This is our starting point, guys. It's our starting point. So I want you to come play with me. I want you to learn how to do this. You don't have to be trapped to the old cycles anymore. Every single one of you have genius. As we move in and to the new earth paradigms, and we establish that more and more of them, there are more healers, more teachers, more entrepreneurs creating services and experiences for humans to evolve. This is what getting a job is going to look like. It's going to look like figuring out how you make up your own job. It's gonna be called being an entrepreneur, people. Okay? There's no limit to what kind of entrepreneur you can be. Just so you know. All right, I'm going to grab one more question. Heather Wilson, am I supposed to focus on painting? Yes. Yes, 100%. Let me go in there for you more, a little more Heather Wilson. And Heather Wilson, are you still even here? Because I went back far, far, far to the beginning to grab this one. Heather Wilson, should you be painting? Here's the thing with any of our artistic adventures, and Heather, specifically you for painting, okay? I made a post not long ago that was a meme that talked about the 5 hobbies. We need 5 hobbies. Can I put that in here? I don't think I can post a picture in here right now. Okay, Heather is here. Woohoo! Tanya Fuller. Tanya fucking Fuller. I love you too. All right, so Heather Wilson. I'm going to go back and put in this meme for you guys about the 5 hobbies. You need a hobby that allows you to be artistic, a hobby that grows your mindset, a hobby that makes you money. These 5 different categories of hobbies, and certain things can fall into more than one category. Like your hobby that makes you money could also be your artistic hobby. You can't have all of the hobbies the same, but some of your hobbies can be cross-referenced. Okay, what they want you to shift your thought process to, Heather, is move that into the category that makes you money, and then fill that one that drives you artistically in a different way. It's going to be a little bit different way to rearrange how you're thinking about how Heather fills up to maximum capacity to be the most brilliant artist that she can be. You're going to need certain amount of, like quiet time for yourself to just be still and to integrate. And you're going to need a certain amount of a time where you're laughing and filling up with just like silliness and playfulness and silly ideas. And you're going to need a certain amount of time where you're creatively fueled, but not in the same way. Like I said, that the painting is showing up for you. But when you look at these 5 categories, and you move painting into the one that makes you money, and then you make sure all the others are filled, your business is gonna it's gonna flow, is what I'm hearing. That's a good one. Ooh, that's a really good one. All right, so in the sake of 5 hobbies and 5 areas of balance and harmony, let's do a little chakra balancing together before we go. We're gonna work through those 7 main chakras. So everybody's sitting up nice and straight. Oh, I'm gonna tie actually one more piece together, Sue, what you saw. A dark cloud with a hole in it. Wow. Okay, so what I wanted to bring awareness to, like the cloud with the hole in it, when you think of the crystalline tube of light that connects us and where your chakras are housed in this column, those of you who have meditated with me before, we ground that crystalline tube into Mother Earth and into the Akash. Think of it as the old-fashioned film that you take the film and remember when you could like pull out the Kodaks and you would look at the negative. I went back farther. Yes, that's right. I took you back to the Walmart photo department where you had to go pick up your pictures 3 days later and open it up and pull the film out, right? Check out what this column is like when you look at it through the negative. It's the toroidal field, and the column is like that empty space. So I wanted to make that connection. Spirit brought my awareness to that when you talked about the cloud with the hole in it, like the dark cloud with the hole in it. It's like seeing the reverse image and seeing that space. So as we are doing this chakra balancing, imagine that the chakras are more in the spacelessness rather than the confines of how we normally see the crystalline tube. Does that make sense? So it's actually this, it's like an empty space through here, and the toroidal field, if those of you need a little quick tutorial, the toroidal field is the energy that moves out from the heart like a donut in all directions. It's hard to do my Gumby arms, kind of like that. In through the back heart and back out in all directions. We knock my light silly, okay? And this creates a powerful field of magnetism that actually holds you in the between heaven and earth to do your work. All right, but let's do these. Let's imagine the chakras being attuned and harmonized, balanced in the spacelessness. Whatever that means to you, that's cool. Okay, so just take a nice deep breath in. Follow with your awareness through the chakras. I'm going to relax my face. That's what you see me doing if your eyes are still open. Relaxing my face. Moving through the roots, red, sacral orange, solar plexus yellow, green in the heart, blue in the throat, indigo in the third eye, purple in the crown, pulling it out slightly above the head, and then as you release the breath, going back down, purple, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. One more time. Just follow through with your awareness and your breath, noting this attunement is happening in the vacuum, in a spacelessness. One more breath. Exhale with a sound. Ah. Yeah, this was a good one today. All right, if you missed it, and this is really good for me too, because I tend to get so, my circuits get blown in this space, and my hair gets crazy because I do that over and over. It's hard for me to remember what we actually did here in this space. So I'm going to do my best to go back and remember. Now, those of you, if you could help me out here, if you can, what are the three areas that we covered today? We did the correction from you to I. The micro adjustment into unity. That was a good one. All right, what was the second one? Who knows it? What was the second one? We did some surrender. We did a reset breath. The I am reset breath. Oh, that happened with the first one. The I am reset breath to dissolve separation and move into unity. That was good. What else? I see all y'all dwindling down here like, damn, Emily, that's your problem. You go figure out what you did. Fine, I'm figuring it out. See if I pick you for a free reading next time is all I'm saying. What else did we talk about? Oh, waking up. Wonky sleep hours. All right, that might have been the second one. What was the third one? What did we just do? Oh, the 5 habits, 5 hobbies. The 5 hobbies of highly effective people. I see all 13 of you are scared to hang up now. You're like, damn, I'm not hanging up now. I'm not hanging up till she hangs up. I used to do that with my granny. I'd be a little girl talking to my granny, and I'd say, bye, Gran. And she'd say, bye. And then we both just sit down and be like, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Artistry, yeah, I got that one. Trina Miller, I missed it. Thank you. Well, Trina, we've gotten it down to realizing there's a huge micro adjustment that will dissolve separation and move you into unity in the beginning of this. Huge with surrender, fear, safety. Those who are afraid for identity, releasing their old identity. And the 5 hobbies of highly quantum and successful people. So now you know. You were up at 3 a.m., so I was napping. Yes, we talked about those wonky. Yes, I'm glad that you can nap. That means that you have, to a certain degree, created freedom in your life. Always there's more that we can dive into, right? But there's freedom that's been created in your life. All right, I promise you can all hang up now. We're wrapping it up. I love you. Thank you for being here. This was a fun, playful day. If this has served you, please share this out. And remember, we've got a great training coming up today. If you are watching this in the future and you happen to miss that training, make sure you track down the replay. Just go to the akashicacademy.com, connect with us, sign up for one of our free trainings. Make sure you're on our email list. That way you won't miss any trainings in the future. I love you guys. You're important to the planet. Thank you for being here. Take care of each other.